Good morning. Well, it's about a minute, not even a minute, maybe 30 seconds until 10. Nope, it's 10 o'clock. I am Stampin' Dee Dee, and I'm coming to you from my Facebook page, my business page, Stampin' Dee Dee's Doings. And we are here this morning to use the gilded leafing. All right. Well, before I get into that, I just want to remind you about the Summer Picnic Basket, the Summer Picnic Basket Challenge. And I have a picnic basket with tickets in it. And every time you comment or post or place an order online using the host code, the current host code, or attend an event, or oh goodness, if you join my blog, which by the way was Scrappin' Dee Dee's blogspot.blogspot.com, but now it's Stampin' Dee Dee's spot.blogspot.com. I just thought it was time to change it. And so anyway, if you post on my blog, or if you follow it, then if you click follow and put your email address in, any way that you participate over the summer, you get a ticket in the basket. Now, at the end of the summer, the end of August, I'm going to draw. I'll have someone draw from the tickets, and whoever's name is drawn will get a stamp set. So it's well worth your time to stop and make a comment, or if you're watching the replay, just comment, I'm watching the replay. If you share it, please share. If you have someone who would enjoy the video, please share. But anytime you do any of those things, go to YouTube. If you watch it on YouTube, comment. Then you get a ticket in the basket. So I am glad to be here this morning. And we are going to look at the gilded leafing. And I don't know about you, but I have had my gilded leafing for almost a year. And I've not used it. And I started playing around with it the other day. And I thought, this is just too much fun. And it's so pretty. So this is the card that we're going to be making today. And I'll demonstrate ways that I used the gilded leafing on this card, but I'm also going to show you some other ways to use the gilded leafing. The image I used is from Art Gallery, and the reason I use that image, and that probably everybody who demonstrates gilded leafing, the reason I use that is because it's got your shaded image, and then it's got a detail image, and those details are they're good for using the gilded leafing. So that's why I used Art Gallery. Now I want to show you real quickly. And this is what the gilded leafing comes in, this jar. It's not a very big jar. It comes in that. And it's also shown on page 143. This is how it's presented here, and it's where you can purchase it, the number. But when you open that jar, that gilded leafing expands. And this is my one jar of gilded leafing. And I've used it. Now I recommend that you get some kind of a plastic container. And mine is a long and narrow, or a long and a square flat one. But some people use the shoebox plastic containers. Whatever works for you. Some people don't put all of their gilded leafing in there at one time. I did. But whatever works for you. The other thing to caution you about is this stuff flies everywhere. So once you open it, you don't want to sneeze or cough or even blow, because you see what happened when I blew just a little bit. You want to make sure that your fans are off. Yeah, it just goes everywhere. So you have to be careful about that. So that's our gilded leafing. And now we're going to make this card. All right, so I've already cut my products because the point of this is the gilded leafing, and I didn't want to take time cutting things, but I have not scored my card base yet, and I'm going to do that with my bone folder. But I don't know if you've ever noticed when you score on cardstock that it kind of gets shiny where you scored. And I saw a tip the other day, and oh my goodness, why didn't I think of it? Just put a piece of paper over it and score it, and that shiny then will not be there. Is that not cool? Anyway, all right, so I've scored my cardstock. I'm going to set it aside because we're not going to use it right this minute. And then I've got my black mat. And this is from the, what is it called? Gold and silver. Let's see. It's one of the, it's silver and gold specialty paper. And I think I got it from Celebration. I think it's one of the products. One of the first products. Let me look. Maybe not. I thought I did, but I guess I didn't. Then I must have gotten it from, well, hold on. I'm looking for it. Why didn't I do that ahead of time? Silver and gold. It's not. Well, that means I got it out of the annual catalog. And I had just forgotten that. So it had to be where I got it. But let me look and see. It'll be right in here if that's where I got it. Silver and gold specialty. My goodness gracious. Where did I get that? Well, somebody can help me out and tell me where I got it. I thought it was a Celebration product. And I still think it was a Celebration product. But it is. It is a Celebration product. So let me get to, there it is. Silver and gold designer series paper. I thought it was. Anyway, it's free with a $50 purchase. And it's great for those cards that you need just a touch of silver or a touch of gold. Let me get this open and just show you there's not much variety. There's gold dots and gold stripes. And then there's silver stripes and silver dots. And they're 6 by 6, of course. So I have used this paper several times and really like it. But then I like gold and silver. So I've got a piece of that. Let's see, my mat is 4 by 5 1/4. And this is 3 3/4 by 5. And this piece is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And it's just sort of another mat of sorts. And then I've got scraps for white for the center. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this down. I get that done. And this is a specialty designer series paper, so it's clear. I mean, it's white on the back side. I can get that fairly even. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my black piece down too. There's no reason not to do that. Put it down right in the middle. All right. All right, and we might as well mount that on our base. Get this part of our card constructed. Now, if I were using ribbon on this card, you know, I would have to apply it. If I'm going to do any wrapping, I would apply it before I put this down, but I'm not using ribbon, so. All right, so we've got that done. We've got that ready to go. Now, the first thing we're going to do is take our white our basic white cardstock, and the first one I'm going to cut is the scallop, and this is from the I have them out somewhere there. The Layering Circles Framelits. The Layering Circles Framelits. And these are in the annual catalog still, thank goodness, because I use these a lot. So we're going to take the white and cut this scallop. Okay. Got that part cut, and we're going to go ahead and cut the circle. Okay. Got enough room on there for the scalloped circle and the plain one. So we'll go on and get these cut and ready to use. And we don't have to use our cut and emboss anymore either. That's the mini cut and emboss, and it's just so handy to pull out and use. And then you just close it back up and put it away. All right. So we're going to start with our scalloped, and we're going to use Versamark ink, and we're going to use heat and stick powder, and we're going to use our gilded leafing. So I'm going to take the scalloped circle, and I just want to go around the edge. So I'm just going to, with my Versamark, I'm just going to run it along the edge and go all the way around with it. And make sure that I have a good covering on the edge. All right, I think I do. And now I'm going to get my little tray. And by the way, Stampin' Up! Has brought back the embossing buddy and the tray and something else. So that's a really good thing. And now I'm going to get my heat and stick. Whoa. All right, and I want to go all the way around with my heat and stick powder. And make sure that all of my edge is covered. And it looks like, well, I'm going to do it and then come back again. It looks like I didn't get a real good coverage right there. Yeah, so it's not going to stick right there, but we can do it again. All right, and while I've got this, since I'm going to do it again, I'll just set this aside. And now I'm going to take my heat gun and melt this powder. And that's all I'm going to do is melt it. I want it melted all the way around. And what that does is that makes it sticky. Let me turn it a little more. All right, I think I've got it sticky all the way around, hopefully. And next, we're going to open up our gilded leafing. And I'm going to lay this down in there. And when I pick it up, it's going to look like this. So I'm going to brush it off and see how much of my heat and stick powder stuck it down. All right, and so I get what I can off with my fingers. And I'm going to kind of burnish it down. And then I have a stipple brush in here that I'm going to use to brush it off. And you know what? I think I didn't heat my heat and stick powder enough. When you don't heat it enough, it doesn't stick. So you just have to keep playing with that. And I have more trouble with that than anything else. Using the heat and stick and getting it melted enough. So it looks like the first part I did melt. I'm gonna get the edge. But the second part, second half, I didn't do such a good job. So we're gonna do it again. So I'm gonna get my Versamark ink. I'm gonna get the gold leafing off of me. This stuff is so fun to use. It is just, and it lasts forever. Forever. Okay. So this time, I'm going to do it like this. I'm even going to get a little more right there. More there. Definitely more here. We may even have to do this a third time. Plus, I think my Versamark is, I think I'm going to have to get another one. All right. Heat and stick powder. Okay. I've got it on there. So, well, I may have to do it again. So, this time, I'm going to hold it right here. And here we go. Make sure that I get it melted. hopefully that time it melted enough. Put it down in here. Now, let's see what happens. Now I'm going to go around and mash it down a little bit. Okay. I think it did better that time. I heated it longer. Oops. Looks like I still missed some right there. But everywhere else, I think I got it. So get my brush. Whoops. Looks like I missed. Well. And the brush doesn't rake it off. That's not what's raking it off. You know, I'm wondering if my Versamark, surely not, because it was sticking. All right, I'm going to get the back off, and we're going to do it again. You know, if you're going to have trouble, it's going to be on a video, right? Always, always, always on the video. All right, back we go. Here we go again. See, I don't need much. Okay. Try this again. Got lots down here. Well, it's on there good. Seems to be on there good. Let's try it again. Melt the powder. Seems to be melted. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna mash it down all the way around. Start getting the gilded leafing off. Looks like there's still one spot. Get my brush. Well, oh, see, I can't humph because it I did not have this problem when I did it. So either I'm still not melting it enough. I think it's not melting enough. So we're going to do it one more time in the bare spots. And then we're going to call it good. Just the leafing off the back. We don't need it on the back. All right. One more time. Whoops. Put my leafing away or it will go everywhere. Everywhere. Okay? Here. Put some there. Put some right there. Put some right here. That's really it. This could use a little more. All right, let's give it a try. Where's my bone folder that I was using? Put it up on there. Put it up on there. Seems to be on there. There. All right. Here we go. I'm going to get my tweezers. Oh, you know what? Yeah, that's what I need to do. So I'm going to get it good and melted. Alright, hopefully that is good and melted. I found that using the heat and stick powder, for me, is the hardest part. The other methods are so easy. So let's see, look at all of that gold. Oh, so fun to play with. So fun. It's so soft and fluffy. Okay. All right, I'm going to try to get the outer pieces off, and I'm not going to go with the edge too much. Well, I need to get all of this off the edge. I think we did it that time. I think we did it. For the most part, we did it. I'm not going to fool with it anymore on this because I think once we get it and then I take a clean cloth and I cut up my husband's old t-shirts and I just use that for so many things at my craft table. All right. Now you wonder, you think, oh, but look, it's so messy. Well, once we get the other piece over it, you won't even see all of this. All right, we got it. We got it. So put this away for right now. And we're going to go ahead and stamp. Let me put this back in here. All right, and now we're ready to stamp our image onto, let me get all this off. Okay, to stamp our image onto our circle, and I'm going to use this one And I'm going to use Melon Mambo. I just thought that looked really good with the gold. So we're going to use Melon Mambo. And I'm going to stamp it right up here because I want some room for the leaves below it. Isn't that pretty? And then we're going to use Soft Succulent for the leaves. Oh, my goodness gracious. So the leaves, probably have a little more of a stem at the top than I need. Using our Soft Succulent. So I'm going to take another piece of t-shirt and I'm just going to clean off the very tip of that because I think this is all I need right here. All right. There we go. And put our Melon Mambo away. Isn't that a pretty image? All right, and so we want to add some gold just to the face of this flower. And this time I'm going to use Tombow glue. And I'm just gonna, see where the white is? I'm just gonna put, I'm gonna make sure I get it going first. And just the tiniest little string of Tombow glue. A dot here. A little line there. A line here and here. And a little bit right there. And just a little right there. Yeah, that's all I need. So now I'm going to set this aside to dry. I want that glue to become really tacky. So while we're doing that, we're going to go ahead and get our greeting. And I used embossing powder for that. The gold leafing does not work as well with very small things. So I'm going to use my embossing powder and I'm going to get my embossing buddy and go over that just to reduce the static. And I've got a thank you here and I'm going to use my Versamark for my thank you. I'm going to put it right down here in the corner. Let me make sure. Okay. Got my thank you on. Get my gold embossing powder. That's all it took. Just a little bit. Put my gold embossing powder back. My heat gun. Sorry for the noise. Trying to get it done fast. There. All right. There's my card front with my thank you. Here's this. And this, let's see how tacky it is. I think it's tacky enough. If I weren't videoing, I would let it sit a little longer, but I think we're good. So now we're going to put it in here. mash it down, and use our stipple brush once again to get off the excess. And we're just going to have some little highlights of gold. We just want to get as much of it off as we can and burnish it down. See a little bit right there. All right, get my rag and just go over it a little bit. Get a little more of that off. And now we have gold highlights on our flower. Isn't that pretty? I'm going to put my lid back on my gilded leafing. All right, we're ready now to put this onto our scalloped edge. Okay. And we're ready for this. A little bit there. See, once you get this down, you don't even notice that there's still a little bit of blank spots. It just, look at that edge. Isn't that pretty? You know, I just love the touches of gold. Now, I made my circle a little bigger on this one than I did this one. Just because I wanted to see how it looked. Got gilded little gold flakes on there. All right, so we're ready now to put this down with dimensionals. Here they are. Got them covered up with the Versamark. All right, so we're going to use dimensionals to get it down. Put our flower down right there. Now, you could add a gold ribbon to this. I just chose to use the new Festive Pearls. And these Festive Pearls come in gold and silver, and I believe it's soft succulent and a red color. I'm having trouble getting them out. How about this? Isn't that always the case? Always, always. All right. So I'm going to take a pick tool and take 3 of the little gold pearls and just put them right down here. Can't pick it up. Cannot. All right, let's use the other end of the take a pick tool and pick it up. There we go. There we go. And now we've got our pearls on there. And we have a finished card. Isn't that pretty? Using the gold around the scalloped edge, using a little bit of gold on the flower, and embossing powder on the greeting. So that's a couple of ways that you can use the gilded leafing, but I'm going to show you 2 more. I'm going to show you some samples, but I'm going to put my heat and stick powder back first. And the tray makes it so easy. So if you have not bought the tray and the embossing buddy and whatever else is on there, then you definitely need that. If you do any embossing, any liquid embossing, wet embossing at all. All right. So let me show you a couple of samples where I used this card. I used it again on the flower, only this time I did the Versamark, the heat and stick powder, and the gold leafing. So there's kind of a difference. You can see a difference. This card I used on the dragonfly wings, I used the glue, and on the flowers, I used just little streaks of glue to enhance the flowers. So I don't know if you can see, but it leaves a little more of a raised surface than if you use the heat and stick powder. So this is much flatter. But I think both looks are really good. Now, this I didn't spend time cleaning up, and I could have. I could have spent more time with this, but these are glue dots. Just a strip of probably rich raspberry paper, and I just spread some glue dots out. And you do have to do some cleaning up with the glue dots, but once you do, it looks really nice. So another way you can use it, this one is the Sending Wishes, and I used the heat and stick embossing powder, the heat and stick powder, and I didn't have trouble on any of these like I had on this one, so I'm not sure what the deal was. Again, this is that designer series, specialty designer series paper that is a celebration item. All right, and I'm going to show you one more method real quick, but I'm not going to do a card with it. Another thing you can use is the tear and tape. And so let's say I want a border. So I'm just going to put the tear and tape right along the edge. But I do want it on the edge. All right. And you can tear it because it is tear and tape. Tear this edge off. Yep, I'm going to cut that one. It's too close and I don't want to mess it up. And I'll put the tear and tape down this side. And I'll start it right there next to where I put that one. And tear and tape is sticky. I will tell you that. All right, and down this edge. All the way down the edge. I'll cut it. And then right along here. Right on the edge. And, whoops, I didn't get that one straight. It needs to go on the edge. All right, and then I'm going to cut it. Then I'll take my Take a Pick tool and burnish all this down. Burnish it down really good. Take my Take a Pick tool and get the edges up so I can peel it off. There's 1, 2. Okay. This is going to create, oops, I missed a little bit right there. It didn't stick. So I'm just going to take a small piece and put it right there. Move it over. There. Burnish it down. Pick it up. One more. Pick it up. That edge down. There. All right. And now I'm just going to get my gilded leafing. I am going to tuck that piece under. Tuck that one down. My gilded leafing. Put it face down in there. Don't breathe on it. All right. And here we go. Here we go. The tear and tape works wonderful. Gives you a border that you can then use for a greeting or for an image. We'll get our stipple brush. You can use any kind of a brush, or you can just use your fingers. This helps you get your edges. Get every little piece of that off. Here we go. It's on my hand. I still have so much to learn with this, but while I was playing with it, I thought, you know, I'm just going to do it for my Facebook Live today. That'll be a little more of me playing with it and learning about it, and I've got to figure out why that didn't work on my scalloped edge. I don't get that. Okay. Like we need a little bit off right there. Maybe just mash it down a little. All right. And we have a gold frame. It just takes patience. Patience, patience, which I don't always have. What about you? Are you patient when it comes with your crafting? Sometimes I get so impatient. Okay. The last edge. Isn't that pretty? That is just going to be beautiful to frame something. All right. I think I've got it. Looks like right there, there. It was folded up and didn't want to let go. Okay. All right. There's our frame. To be used with an image. It will be just beautiful. I've still got a few flakes to get off. But tear and tape is another way you can do it. You can make stripes. You can do stripes and dots with your glue dots. Just play around and have a good time. There's so much you can do with this. And I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope that that you will give it a try and let me know how it went for you. All right. So I think that's it. Thank you for being with me, and I am Scrappin' Dee Dee saying goodbye.